Alright, Wrestling Techniques by Matthew Manghart. Warming up. First of all, the arm warm-up techniques are push-ups, bear crawl, commando crawl, crab walk, and wheelbarrow. Leg warm-ups, sumo squats, lunges, bear crawl, fireman's carry, sprints, while running. Core warm-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, wheelbarrow, fireman's carry, and crab walk. Neck warm-ups are forward and backward roll, head movements, headstand with a partner, and crunches. Back warm-ups, forward and backward roll, piggyback ride walk, and wheelbarrow or bridge. Technique number 1, half Nelson roll-over. So a slow technique showing every part of the movement. Another broken up technique. So start in a north to north position with all your weight on the opponent's back. Slip your hand under your opponent's arm and place it down on their neck, holding it firmly down. Then pull your opponent's other arm down so it's flat on the ground and you can roll them over with no troubles. Make sure it stays down and they don't bring it back up. Then walk towards their head, using leverage to start flipping them up. Their chest should start lifting a little bit. Once they've started lifting, push with your legs and use your shoulders or chest to push them over completely. Then, no matter what, always land chest to chest to pin your opponent. So the full movement, slightly faster. Chicken wing roll over, technique number 2. So start, slow technique. And this is the broken down technique. So start in a north to north position as before, but now go to north to south. Always keep your weight on your opponent's back, especially while rotating. Then work your hand into their arm, between their upper arm and forearm, and make sure that their arm doesn't slip out. Then place your palm on their lower back so that their arm has gone up a bit, which will help you with your leverage. Now rotate your feet towards their feet, always keeping your weight on them, and use leverage to start rolling them. They'll have to roll because their arm is in an uncomfortable position. Then finish the move off with your shoulders or chest to push them over completely. As usual, always land chest to chest on your opponent to make sure you get the pin. Full movement faster, rotation, slip arm under, start leverage and push. Then the clinch. So stand in a strong, athletic stance with your feet pointing towards the opponent. Make sure your legs are slightly spread apart. This is the stance that you use while wrestling standing up. Now, make sure that your hand that's on the inside, so inside the opponent's arm, is on your opponent's neck. Your other arm, which will be on the outside of the opponent's arm, will be on your opponent's shoulder. And your opponent will have the same position for their arms, and you will be battling for control. Then the sweep takedown. So technique. So stand in a clinch position with your legs mirroring your opponent's. Pull down on their neck so they start to stand up, and immediately pull them close, chest to chest, so they can't escape and they're standing up. Then shoot your back leg past their front leg and make sure you lock it in so they don't step over. Always drive them over your leg and make sure you're bending forward, not falling backwards so they don't reverse the move. Then, as usual, once they've fallen, land chest to chest on your opponent to pin them. So, this is the slow technique again, and the full technique, much faster. Single leg takedown, technique number 5. Stand in the clinch, this time with the same leg forward as your opponent, so it doesn't look like a mirror. Then drop your shoulder arm, which should be the front arm, and grab their front leg. Bring it up quite high to destabilize your opponent. Then step with your back leg and drive it past your opponent's back leg to destabilize him as much as possible. Then, whichever direction your opponent is weakest, least stable, or they're leaning towards, push them forward in that direction to make them fall over. And then make sure you follow them so that you land chest to chest. And make sure that they do not land on their stomach. pull movement, again following your opponent as they land. Now Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu takedown. Slow technique. So stand in a clinch, again, with the same leg forward as your opponent, so it doesn't look like maneuvering. Then pull their neck down sharply so they stand up, and slip under their guard. This has to be an extremely fast movement because it's easy to block. Then grab your own wrist on the other side to make sure that you're holding your opponent tightly. Squeeze their body, and push with your shoulders and head on their chest. Then drive them to the ground wherever they're leaning. In this case, Mud was leaning left slightly. And always land chest to chest for the pin.
Go!
The ultimate battle! So I attempted a sweep leg takedown, but Imad stepped away. Then we both attempted a single leg takedown, but we were doing it at the same time, so that didn't work. Then Imad managed to slip under my guard and got in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu hold. Then he grabbed hold of my leg and managed to make me fall with a variation of the single leg takedown. Then he was trying to do the final step of using his chest and shoulders to push my shoulder blades down. I managed to keep one of them up until he finally succeeded in smashing me down. Thanks for watching!